Sometimes I do so much out the box thinking that I forget how to get back inside the box. So the pigs are all in here, all 15 of them. They've been loving their wallow. But with these pigs, you will see following Blueberry everywhere is, so we put that beautiful boy in with Gingerbread's piglets, and this morning he was in here and back drinking on his mommy Blueberry. Yes. Very excited to see tomatoes on here ready for harvesting, so I'll be picking some tomatoes this morning. I don't know if I'll have enough to make a sauce, but they're quite nice tomatoes. Very pleased. Not bad for my first little harvest. We'll see if I can make some sauce out of that. But definitely in the next couple of days there'll be more to harvest. They're just not 100% ready yet. And Gingerbread is enjoying. I've pulled out like the cabbage plants and some weeds and stuff like that as well, and she's enjoying eating that. So the next step this morning is to go and clean these 2 empty pens over there and get them ready for toffee and cupcake. I'm going to be moving them across into those 2 pens the next couple of days. So I'm going to just remove poop and then also put down some diatomaceous earth in the houses as well, because that is a natural way to get rid of bacteria. To be able to get this wheelbarrow in, I'm first going to have to try and remove some soil here to be able to open the gate to let the wheelbarrow in. So for that, I have this implement over here. Right, let me open this gate properly. It seems to be catching over here. much better. I reckon I can get the wheelbarrow in now. No straw to clean out because they've eaten that. And they don't ever poop in their houses, so it's very clean. I'm just going to put the diatomaceous earth in. As I've said, these pigs are very, very clean animals. And you can see in this pen, there's just a little bit of poop there, and there's some poop over here. Easy as to clean up. And nowhere else in this pen is there poop. Just those two spots. They have been going into this pen to use as a toilet, but also it's mostly just by the fence next to the sheep pen over there. Nothing over here, nothing anywhere near the house. So very clean, these animals. Yeah, like they can see me working over here. They've got hay in their hay feeder, and I'm not letting them out when I can't watch them because they've started leaving the farm. So I let them out at certain times during the day. They go out more than once a day. And then I've been watching them. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some of this diatomaceous earth, and I'll be sprinkling it inside here. Right, diatomaceous earth sprinkled down. Good to see the oak trees are actually quite full of acorns. So that'll be brilliant in about a month or two's time. I think I'm going to put some of this poop, because it's quite dry, around just close to some of these trees. Not like touching them, but close to it. I think that will help them. So my friend Greg has just contacted me to tell me that him and his sister are going to be popping in to visit in about half an hour's time. So I thought, oh, all the things I've been baking and that are in the freezer. So let me quickly knock up some banana and apple muffins. I do have some bananas past their prime that need to get used. And I've got a couple of apples. So I'm going to mash up the bananas, peel core and chop up the apples. I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 4 tablespoons of cooking oil, 2 cups of flour. I'm hoping I've got enough, and some teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a cup of milk, and somewhere here an egg. So I'm just going to mix it all together. I'm first going to mash the banana, then add in the egg, the oil, the sugar, the salt, etc. Then the flour and the milk. I've put in some cinnamon and ginger as well. I'm going to put in the 2 tablespoons of sugar. It doesn't have that much sugar because you've got going to have from the fruit. So all the fruit is in now, and the cooking oil. You can use melted butter. I just find the cooking oil is faster and easier. So I'm going to add in the flour and then the milk. So I've mixed in the flour a bit, and add in the milk, mix that in. It doesn't really matter the order in which you do these ingredients. I just do a different order every time, and it always works out well. So let me just stir this in and then put it into the muffin pans. So you have a lovely smooth batter with, you can see pieces of apple and banana in there. So it's going to go into the oven that's been preheating at about 180 degrees, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius. It's going to go in for about 12 to 15 minutes. So it should be ready to come out when they arrive. I'm in a bit of a rush, so I've made a bit of a mess, but this is going to go into the oven now for 12 to 15 minutes. I think I'm definitely going to have to get a fan for the kitchen, either a ceiling fan or a standing fan. If I get a ceiling fan, I don't know how to put it up. So maybe it'll be a standing fan, because it's really hot in here when you're baking. I'm melting. So I had a little bit of mixture over. It usually makes like 12, but because, I mashed up the banana and I don't know. I've ended up with some mixture over, so I've put them in these little, to make some mini muffins. This sort of takes me back to many years ago, at a time when I'd just become a single mother, and to try and make ends meet, I used to make muffins and then sell them to like offices, and the children would also go around and, or my son, would go to the neighbors and sell muffins to the neighbors to make money. Yeah, memories. So while I'm waiting for the muffins to cook in the oven, the time is to do a job smorgasbord for the summer. So this was the one that I did for January because I was home quite a bit. So I'm going to do something now for the summer. So I'm just going to use this one as a backing and put this onto that, I think. Tape it on, draw my lines. Thank you so much again, Aileen, for your, I don't know if it's Aileen or Eileen, for your help with the fencing. So every time I go into a place where there's like fencing, I'm buying some fencing all the time. So I'm just going to offload this now and put it with the other fencing. So someone asked how much the feed costs, how much feed I use. So one bag costs 11 euros. And I use about 4.5 bags a week. So do the maths. And then they wanted to know how much the vet costs. So I have the vet on retainer and I pay her 116 euros a month. So as I've said on numerous occasions, the pigs pay for themselves and they actually pay for the sheep and the dogs and the cats' food as well, and some of my food. I have a bit of an audience over here, but look what I have encountered. What have I encountered over here? Red Velvet, what are you doing in that feed bag now? Earlier she was busy eating all the low-hanging tomatoes. What are you doing? You're getting fatter and fatter. Yes, look at you. Look at you. No more Cerelac, she's a big girl now. So I just put a little bit of pig pellets down. She still comes every time she sees me, whether it's feeding time or not. Oh my goodness, what am I spotting? What am I spotting? So these piglets are digging up these potatoes, and they're eating all the low-hanging tomatoes that were starting to ripen today. Yes, all of you naughties. So I have an idea, which could be another crazy idea. So my idea is to take this barrel, which leaks through the nipples. So I'm not even going to try and save those nipples. They're not expensive. They cost, I don't know, like 2 or 3 euros. So I'm going to cut this barrel in half and see if I can make a feeding trough for the sheep. I'd like to do it for the pigs as well, but the thing is I can't attach it onto the fence because it's an electric fence, and so that's not going to work. But I think I'm going to try this idea first with the sheep. I think, let's see, I don't know if it's possible to join them together. I think I might actually try and join them together. I might not have the skills and the strength of many people, but I've always had the ability to think out of the box and to come up with plan A, B, and C. So anyway, I've loaded the wheelbarrow with this now. I've got some food as a tester, and I'm going to attach this now to the sheep pen. This is almost like a political rally with the sheep cheering me on. Yes. They're very nosy. I haven't attached it yet. So my aim now is I'm going to tie. I've got some rope here. I'm going to tie it on. I don't think they will be destructive like the pigs. So it should work. And then this way, they're not pooping and peeing on their food, hopefully. So I've got them tied on. So now, let's see what happens if I sprinkle food in the bottom. It's definitely working. Oh my goodness. If I get more sheep, I'll have to get more. It's only 7 of them can fit in this. So when Henry comes back, he'll be chasing them all away anyway. But yeah, definitely a way to use these blue barrels that aren't working anymore. So my next task is to put some bedding down for where I'm going to move Toffee and Cupcake across to this area. I think they've still got a way to go with their pregnancies, but I'll put them, it's much cooler up here as well. So the house has got, it's got the diatomaceous earth in the bottom, and now I'm going to put in the bedding. They will move it around the way they want it inside. I'm going to put the rest over here in the other house on the other side. So homesteading is a little bit like playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So if you can't get something done, you can A, call a friend, B, struggle on by yourself, C, try and think out of the box and look for uncommon solutions, and D, throw your hands up in the air and start crying. I try and avoid D, and yeah, I will go to A and call a friend if I can't get something done. But yeah, I'm moving more from B, struggling on my own, to C, thinking outside of the box and trying to think of other possible solutions. So this is my grid for my summer smorgasbord. So I'm going to start filling in all the jobs I want to try and work on over the summer. Because when you have so many things to do and it's all milling around in your mind, you can either get A, overwhelmed, or B, forget some essential tasks. So this is where I put it all down, and then as I complete a task, I will color it in. You will see. I did the same thing in January, but this one is now for the summer. So this will be for basically towards the end of August. So for those of you new to the channel who didn't see the January job smorgasbord, so you're not too sure how it works, this is different to a to-do list, because when you do a to-do list, you only cross it off when the job is done. But sometimes a job might take months, even years, and you don't want it to be sitting on your to-do list and you feel you don't have that sense of achievement. So with the job smorgasbord, so say for instance the one I've put in here now, a new sheep pen. And that is something that we're going to be working on in August. I've got a friend coming over and they're going to be helping me with this new sheep pen. So, which will involve the farm being fenced in. So I have allocated 10 days for that. So it means I'm not going to just cross it off my list when it's finished. It means each day we work on it, I color in that block. And so because I'm allowing 10 days, so that it means like there's 10 blocks, that's a new sheep pen, and then each day we work on it, I will color in that block to show that we have worked on it. And as you are coloring in this whole board, your sense of achievement is amazing. I find this far better than a to-do list, to be honest, because a to-do list, you never ever seem to be able to cross the jobs all off. But with this, you have that sense of accomplishment every time you color in a block. So let me carry on filling in this job smorgasbord. So when you do this job smorgasbord, you put down all the jobs that you can think of at the moment when you are making it. But obviously there are other jobs that come up. So you want to always make sure that you leave lots of blank spaces. So some jobs that you might have allocated, okay, I'm only going to work on it twice over the summer and it might be finished, but it's going to take longer. So you might have to work on it for four different occasions. Then you've got blank spaces that you can put those in, because it's important to give yourself credit for everything you've done. So making a sheep feeder, I did that today. So I can kick off my job smorgasbord by already coloring in a block. So I already have that feeling of accomplishment. I tell you, this job smorgasbord, it works and it helps keep you motivated. Well, that's it for today's video. So in the meantime, keep sane, keep safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a really good week ahead.